Oh, since you gave me a gift, we'll get back to that.
Okay.
I have a gift for you.
Oh, I'm already excited just from the bag.
Yeah, you asked me to find a Harley Davidson store in Puerto Rico, and there are none.
There is a boutique in Old San Juan. That's where you went.
Yes.
And I talk to them all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah, I call over there to try to get stuff all the time.
It's tiny.
It's a boutique.
It's as small as a studio.
Yeah, they don't sell motorcycles.
No. And you know how many large shirts they had?
One.
I think there were 3 in the entire store. Maybe there was like 100 shirts in total. Anyways, here you go. I'll let you open it yourself.
You are the man. Thank you, bro.
There's a couple things.
Thank you. Am I doing
Not everything.
this
Yeah, you can do it right now. Not everything was from Harley. I just saw that. I thought that was
okay.
a cool cup. You know, if you drink coffee.
You know what? This is.
No, I don't know what that means.
This is our indigenous peoples, which is the Taino Indians.
Yeah.
These are the symbols. My nephew, Hector Luis Ruiz, with no R in the middle, has this tattooed.
Really?
Yes, he's going to love that.
Okay.
This is awesome. That might be my my studio drinking cup. Mm-hmm. Oh,
no, I don't know if there's, it said San Juan, it said Puerto Rico.
This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted something Puerto Rico.
Very colorful.
Dude.
Okay, good. It's Puerto Rico.
I love it. I love it, brother. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh,
there's
man.
one more little thing in there.
This made my day.
Seeing
you made my
day. A little
day,
impulsive counter gift.
Oh, this is perfect because I collect these.
Do you?
I have an Harley Davidson plaque, and these have a little magnet inside. You put them into the magnet to all the places that either you visited or people get you chips. So this impulse was right on. Thank you, brother. I really truly appreciate this. I truly appreciate it. What's my bill?
You don't know. It's a gift. That's a gift.
This is awesome, brother. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we were really lucky too because
you know what I'm wearing tomorrow.
Well, we went to the wrong place. Our Uber driver, somebody put in the wrong directions in the Uber, and they dropped. Long story short, we tried to get to this ferry, and we couldn't leave from there for whatever reason. I'm trying to remember, but I thought, you know what? Before we leave, I've got to find a Harley shop. I bet it's close. Okay. It was literally 50 yards away, and I was like, it was meant to be.
There it was.
Yep.
Bam. Thank you for thinking of me. I appreciate you,
totally
bro.
My pleasure. And I ended up getting myself something. I don't know what this little jar is. It says Mason on it. And I was drinking I like it. A mojito.
Okay.
In it. And I don't know why.
I mean, Bacardi is all Puerto Rico.
I fell in love with the glass. And I said, can I buy this? And the waiter's like, no, we don't sell them. $20? He said, okay.
Man.
Yeah.
Listen, that's all. You could have been like, come on, man. Let me take this. And he would have been like, just go.
Well, he went and asked the owner, and
it's a cool
they brought me another
glass.
glass. I was like, no, I want the one I drank out of. And so she was like, let me clean it first.
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
but don't get them mixed up. Yeah, I love it.
That's so cool.
Odd glass.
What a you thing to do.
Yeah. I want something that has, I don't know, some kind of story.
But it has a story and a meaning for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you took a little piece of Puerto Rico with you. Outstanding.
Yeah. So where do we start? This is episode 40.
Well, I'm going to start with you look no tanner.
No. No. I got my feet wet for like 30 feet. I was walking down the beach and I had on tennis shoes. And I was like, I can't come to the Atlantic. Pretty sure it's the Atlantic. And not get my feet wet.
You can't go to Puerto Rico and not get your feet wet or feel the sand of the island.
I found this place, we found this place. So we'd been up in the rainforest and we came back down and there was a strip mall.
Okay.
It was called Kiosks. And there was like 70 of them. There's probably a dozen stories just alone with this place.
Kiosco.
Well, right behind it was the ocean. So we were like, let's go check it out. So it was like bar, restaurant, something. I don't know. It was just different stuff. That's where I found some of the
There'll be little food. There'll be like.
It was amazing.
They'll make empanadas. They'll make pinches, pinchos, like, meat on a stick type thing.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I saw Greg and Knott at ML Rose. And I was like, how's Puerto Rico, you guys? And we stood there and talked for a few minutes and they were just so excied about it.
Well, good. You got filled in.
Yeah. Well, partially. I'm sure there's a lot more to, the places you were told not to go to that you went to anyway.
Well, I've talked about it so much. I got to make sure I didn't miss anything. You know what I mean? Not a lot happened, to be honest. It was only like 5 days. If I had it to do over again, I know exactly how I'd visit Puerto Rico. Number one, I don't really, like my birthday's like a weird thing. I don't really enjoy celebrating, so I kind of go someplace solo, usually, like a Mexico or just something random. I don't know why. I've never celebrated my birthday. It's an uncomfortable thing. It has nothing to do with age. It's just something in my family. We didn't really celebrate our birthdays. And I don't know. I don't like the attention. That's actually what it is. I don't like the attention. I don't like anything to be about me, which is weird to do a podcast.
And we do a podcast that's in our face.
But it's for a different reason. But I remember the whole gang put this surprise birthday together for Derek and I. So Derek, Greg, and I all celebrate our birthday to some degree together.
Okay.
And Derek and I are really close. Greg's is on the 14th. I think Derek's is on the 2nd. So they did a surprise birthday for us in Nashville. It was like, we walk in, it's like 20 of our friends, and I was like, what is happening? And literally, it brought me to tears. It was so uncomfortable. I just don't do well with attention.
But it was like love, man. They were just loving on you.
That's exactly the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know how to process that kind of love. It's really, really hard for me. I have some kind of syndrome. Yeah. I've been trying to get to the bottom of it all my life, but whatever. That shouldn't be about this. But it was a little odd that we went, So I finally got my alone time. After like multiple days, it was my birthday, and Greg could kind of tell that you're going to go off and do your own thing. I was like, yeah, today I am. I'd found this bar, and I really just wanted to go back, and it overlooked. It's called the Pearl in English, but it's
La Perla.
La Perla.
Yeah.
Okay. And I saw it, and I thought, what is that? And everyone's like, oh, we were told we can't go there. Well, I didn't say anything. I was like, why? You know what I mean? In my mind, I was thinking, well, why? And I didn't do any research. I knew nothing about Puerto Rico going into this. Obviously, hell, if I kept calling it a country. By the way, I came back with evidence. Evidence. Is that the best word to use? Because to excuse me of my ignorance.
Argument.
There you go. Yeah. I came back with no evidence.
Evidence
to support my arguments.
Okay, because I had a conversation with Greg that I think may be where you're going. And it
everyone I talk to.
It's going to be old school Ricans versus like me. Yeah. Because the old school Ricans are like, leave us alone.
It's both.
We want to, we like this. And then there's other people like me where I'm like, can we please just be a state? We need the infrastructure. I don't think it's going to lose its luster, but there's too much corruption. There's not enough.
Have you seen Minnesota? Okay, I don't even want to talk about corruption. Every place is corrupt.
We are a special kind of corrupt sometimes. There are towns, there are little itty bitty like ghettos. All right, we call them caserillos, right?
Okay.
You call the cops, they won't go into.
Yeah, La Perla, the police don't patrol it at all.
They will not go.
Once you go down the hill under the little bridge, because you're leaving the city. I know we jumped around a little bit there, but what I learned was, okay, so like I said, I didn't have any urge to go to Puerto Rico. Usually I'll research a place, I'll get to know it, and I'll kind of get an idea of what I want to explore. I don't really ever have a plan. I flip a coin, but I knew nothing about Puerto Rico other than just bullshitting with you about it, which kind of made it fun. But the fact that it's its own territory, and I thought, I've never really, how much different is that from Alaska and Hawaii and Puerto Rico? And, and then you think, well, the lower 48, like, what does all this mean? Yeah, I don't even know how many territories we have. You think about the Virgin Islands.
Right.
No different.
Yeah.
That's another country to me. That's another culture. It's nothing like the lower 48.
Culture is fair to say.
Yeah.
Because, Alaska's another culture. California is an alien world.
Yeah, but Puerto Rico, more people speak English in Mexico than they do in Puerto Rico.
So
I want to say that in Mexico, everything is in English. In the areas that I've been to Aguas Caliente, like the middle of Mexico. They get no tourists, none. There's no, the tourists are the surrounding areas, and half the stuff is in English. They speak perfect English.
All those people that didn't speak English speak English. They don't speak. There's a lot of old school that speak very little.
Yeah, but Pedro,
I promise you, they speak English and know how to defend themselves. Some of it is for the benefit of the American guy, even though we're all American.
And by the way, they call me American.
I know.
El gringo, American.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hold on.
Gringo y americano.
Why are you referring to me as an American if we're not all Americans? And that's the thing. This is what I kind of learned. I talked to everyone about this.
I am loving this.
I bet I've talked to 40 people.
Okay.
about this. Americans that move there, lower 48. God, it's so much easier to say the Americans.
I'll forgive you for
North
this.
America.
Yes.
Okay.
For the purposes of this conversation, you are forgiven and grandfathered.
Yeah. You have South Americans, right? The Latins, and I don't even know what all you have down there. You have, there's so many different cultures
There's a lot.
down there. Yeah. This thing is
I knew you'd
delicious.
like it.
It's addictive. Okay. So I haven't really even thought about what I was going to talk about when it came to Puerto Rico, so I'm just going to stumble my way through it if you want to hear about these things.
Of course I do.
Okay. So I think what I determined was they're Puerto Rican first. Similar to a Texan. When you ask a Texan where they're from, they say, I'm from Texas. Like, I say I'm an American. And they say, well, what part? I say, well, Nashville. It's my closest city that anyone would know. I would never say Tennessee.
Right.
I would never say I'm a Tennessean. New Yorkers, they say I'm a New Yorker. Like, there's some areas that are so, like, ingrained. Puerto Rico, like, it, as far as American territories, Puerto Rico is Puerto Rico uno numero one. And then I say, but how do you feel about the, being an American? Oh yeah, well, we're definitely Americans. It's like, we also want the benefits.
We want everything that comes with it.
Yeah, they want their cake and eat it too.
I'm Puerto Rican American.
Yes.
It's like Texan American. That was probably the
We
best
don't even say that.
way to describe it. It's like Texans.
Yeah.
They're so proud. Everything's great in Texas. Texas first.
Okay.
Then America.
Had this conversation last night. I went to salsa last night. It was so much fun. There's so many things to unpack. I feel like I'll just go ahead and warn everyone. There may be a large portion of this podcast, number 40. I'm talking a lot because there's a lot to unpack.
I mean, you just spent a week in Puerto Rico, man.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm jumping around, so I'm afraid. But last night, I was just going to say, we was doing this salsa dancing. I was learning salsa last night. I had so much fun in Puerto Rico that I came back. I'll tell you all about it.
Okay.
But I met this woman, this couple, and we were all talking about Puerto Rico and how tribal, Puerto Ricans are. I said, it's kind of like Texans. And she's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, we were our own country at one point. And I'm like, shut up. It was true. I did not know that Texas identified as its own country for a small time. Did you know this?
Yes.
That's why it's called Six Flags. That's why it has 6 flags. Yeah. All the different, what would you say? Not denominations, but the countries that represented Texas.
Yeah.
It was Texas was its own
country.
Whoever
made up Texas.
Yeah, Six Flags.
Yeah. More fun.
Anyways, I was just, I'm learning a lot. I read a comment. Somebody left a comment and said something like, something about being lazy and not reading or whatever. And I thought, hold on. Puerto Rico is just one place of very many. I can't read about every place. But as I start to introduce myself, then I start to learn more. And I learned a lot, especially about the Spanish and those bricks. I was fascinated. Like there's iron in the bricks. That's why they turn blue. And they're actually like 12 inches deep in the ground. And that was the ballast for the ships. So for 2 days, I'm calculating how many ships must have came to pave the streets of San Juan. And it was, I think I come up with like 6,000 ships over 500 years is something around the neighborhood. And I thought, wow, what an old civilization. Like, I could not stop thinking about it. Like, me and Lucy were talking constantly. Like, okay, we had how many of these bricks? What's one of these bricks weigh? It's granite. But I was mesmerized at the capacity of human beings, the explorers, and the need to conquer and expand and create new ways of life. And it was a different species 500 years ago.
How beautiful the roads look. And the sound it makes when a car drives over it. I mean, it's very specific. It's very soothing almost.
Well, and it's also like New Orleans. It's made out of the same stuff. You realize the Spanish were some badasses.
Oh, yeah.
They conquered a lot. I don't know if conquering is the way to look at it, but I've got no problem with that,
I mean, the word conquistador comes from someplace, you know what I'm saying?
Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, can we just take a quick moment to state that in your welcoming back to the States from Puerto Rico, I wore my Puerto Rico hat for you.
With your name on it. I love
Just wanted to make sure you knew who you were talking to.
Yeah.
And where I was from.
It's a fascinating place. And if I have to do it over again, I have a million stories. I've met people that I've been dying to tell you. like who I've met.
I'm so excited,
but I don't even want to
give
their names. I don't even want to give their names because they weren't from Puerto Rico. One of the chicks that I met lives in Puerto Rico, born in somewhere in the Middle East. A really white woman, blonde hair, white woman. She was born in one of the Arabian Middle Eastern countries. Moved to Tennessee at like 3 years old. Like lived in Knoxville most of her life, and then the rest of her life New York City. And now for tax benefits, she moved to Puerto Rico. She's some kind of hedge fund manager.
Oh, yep. It had to be big money. I figured as much.
Well, then her best friend, which is the funny part. So I walk into this bar called La Factoria.
Okay.
It's, I walked in and it reminded me of, I don't know how to describe it, but I loved it. It was one of the coolest bars. It was small and it was perfect. I was like, this is the perfect size bar. And they were like, well, you have to come back tonight. I'm like, they're like, you're going to love it. I'm like, well, how much better can it get? I kind of like it when it's not so popular. I like to bullshit. Yeah. You can't do that when it's just crazy. So I was like, okay, we'll come back. Well, we ended up, a million things happened by the time we got there. But I realized, oh, that's not a service door like for a kitchen. People are coming in and out of that because it's another bar. You go through it, it was a wine bar. But it wasn't, they did a little bit of everything. They were serving all kinds of drinks. Really, really cool place. And then I went to the next room, and it was a salsa dance floor. And then I went into another one, and it was like this rave, red room, tiny. It was like a hallway, like 30 feet deep, 12 feet wide, where people could do like their raves almost. There was 8 bars that as the night went on, they kept unfolding. You go into the men's restroom, and that goes into another bar. Or actually, it wasn't a men's restroom. You go into the restroom like foyer, like women's men, and there's a black sliding door that I went in and never even noticed. It goes into another area that has more bars. And I was like, what is this place? I kept thinking it's like Dusk Till Dawn, where they end up at that one bar at the end on the edge in Mexico.
It's like a bar labyrinth.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
They had speakeasies inside. I was so excited. I was like a little kid. Like it was like I would describe it as like a Six Flags for me. It is like, my favorite thing's a bar and then all these different bars. And I was trying to figure out the salsa. I'm in there counting like these steps, trying to pay attention because there's patterns to this stuff. And I thought,
there's different types.
I got it in the shoulders. Like from the waist up, I looked like I knew what I was doing, but my feet could not do what their feet were doing. It was a waste. I would have trampled people.
It just takes time. That's all. Keep practicing it. You'll feel it.
Like I said, I'm going to take up this whole damn thing, which led me to salsa last night.
I absolutely love salsa, so this is so great.
I had zero fear whatsoever.
Good man.
I was the first one to walk up on the floor. The guy's like, where's everybody? I've been thinking about it for 10 days. Well, no, like 7 days, because I text my friend. I was like, we need to do a salsa. She goes, the 10th. I'm like, I'm there. So, yeah.
All right, so where'd you go for salsa?
My little hiding spot.
They have salsa?
We did last night.
Wow. I know there's a few places around Nashville and surrounding areas that'll have like a salsa night, and it usually starts with an instructor, like you'll have an hour of lessons.
It was an hour of them working with us, and I learned. I mean, me and my partner did pretty good. I texted this girl. I was like, salsa. And she's like, I'm there. And now we're like, okay, where do we keep doing this? We had more fun learning salsa. I've danced my whole life, but I've never, I just have rhythm. I don't know how to line dance at all.
Yeah, I can't line dance either for some reason.
And this is similar. The way it was structured was, you have a pattern. It's not just tempo. Yeah. It's not just rhythm. There's a structure to it. And then once you know the structure, then you can kind of manipulate it.
Then you freelance.
Yes.
Because what I don't like about the structure, I've been to places where people will dance and it's very choreographed. Mm-hmm. And everything they do over and over and over again, it's like the girl already knows the move the guy's about to do. And that's it's almost pre-thought.
Men get to...
But you're driving.
Yes.
You're driving. And I like the old school stuff where you go from, one step to another step, to jump steps, to spinning and dipping and doing all that. And you don't know what's coming next. I can throw in anything.
Yeah.
And my partner, she should be able to just go with wherever I'm leading.
You can just barely manipulate with the hands. Mm-hmm. Although we were kind of communicating because we were still counting.
Well, yeah, you're still learning.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got the front and the back. Then we learned the side to side, and then we learned. I couldn't remember what he called it, but I call it like the flower, where you do this and you do this.
Oh yeah.
What I don't know.
What I hate is that whole like. These people will like throw their hands up and do this, and I'm like, dude, that like we don't dance like that. Like that's competition dancing. That's choreographed dancing.
Puerto Rico,
I'm like, you're not doing, ole or like that's ridiculous.
In Puerto Rico, it was, God, it was sexy and fun.
Oh yeah, they feel it, man. Oh, it's
the music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy.
I can't describe it. It's like something you see on TV and you think, I'd love to do that. I found it. It's called La Factoria in Old San Juan. And I wasn't excited about Old San Juan. I was like, oh, let's go to Old San Juan. I was kind of thinking of Vegas, like New Vegas and Old Vegas. And I don't get me wrong, I like Old Vegas because it's a little trashy. Yeah. And I was just thinking, it's probably going to be the slums, which it does have. But it is amazing. Old San Juan is the prettiest, cleanest. Okay, this is what's really funny. So I went all over Puerto Rico, at least the San Juan, all the way to the east side, up into the mountains.
Okay.
Funny
Fajardo, you went right through my birthplace.
Yes, and I thought about going and hanging out there, but we just had so many things going on. I wouldn't even have known where to start.
Yeah,
but, I noticed every house has got a fence around it and little spiky things, right? In Mexico they'll put glass around them, and they had similar things. And I thought, okay, so security's a thing here, even in the areas that didn't seem bad. You go to Old San Juan, no. The windows are open. People are sitting there watching TV. I'm 12 feet from their couch. Their door is wide open. Their windows are wide open. I went by this one thing, and this I don't know where she was from. Some European white chick had an art studio. The doors were open. I see two gay dudes kissing these chihuahuas. And we were like, what the hell is this? So we go up, and there's a little sign that said kissing booth. And this woman had 9 chihuahuas that she opens her home up to strangers. Now, you get to do it through the bars, and you get to kiss little chihuahuas. And little boy, they love it. Good grief, these dogs are trained. And she was amazing. I was like, do you mind if I record? I felt like a peeping Tom, just record. I could see her bed.
Oh, my God.
It was amazing. The people were so welcoming. Old San Juan.
Hospitality.
It's a party city.
But I will say,
food.
Old San Juan is safe because that's where the tourists go, and you're going to have police in force.
So, on the north side of Old San Juan, up on top of the hill, start there. If you're gonna explore Old San Juan, get a ride up to the top, and then you walk down the streets.
Look at you,
acting
local.
Now I've did it both ways, but it's a hill to climb. There's cobblestone. Anyways, you start up at the corner of the island where the wall is, and that's where the slum is, the La Perla.
Mm-hmm. La Perla.
Okay, so can I tell you about La Perla? Some of my friends were like, "You're going to go do your own thing?" Yeah, I wanted to go there, but I had to go scope it out. I didn't know anything about it, so I went to my bar, my little favorite spot. I got me a drink. I took a birthday photo, and I thought about going down there. At least needed a couple drinks to build a little charisma, confidence, because I didn't know what I was going to get into. Because everybody's like,
you don't know what to expect. Yeah,
and I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want to take anybody with me. Not that my people aren't cool, but I don't want to have to think about them too. It's just easier by myself. I can bullshit with people. I don't know. It's just easier. And I didn't have a clue what I was going to get into. So I'm walking down the hill, and I remember I was about to go through the tunnel. And for the first time in my life, I had second thoughts. And I thought, don't be a bitch. So I just kept going. I had my little fruity drink in my hand, and that's ultimately what it was. I look like such a bitch with this little cocktail. And so I go under, and there's the roughest looking dude right there. As soon as I get right around the thing, I mean, he's rough. And I just kept going. And you go into a whole nother world. Mm-hmm. It's a whole new world. And I saw this bar on top of what ended up being someone's house. It was just the roof. And there was a wooden staircase they had built like that went past the second floor up to the roof. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see this, they were playing music up there, and I could see like an umbrella, like a standard umbrella. And I'm like, okay, there's a party going up there. I could see like 4 or 5 people. And I was like, I'm going up there. So I get to the steps, and as soon as I get to the steps, these 3 gangster dudes came out of the house and looked at me. I was like, what's up, dudes? And I just walked right past them, and they went up top, and they had glasses on, and like Air Jordans, and I'm like, it's fine, it's fine, and it was fine. They didn't give me any problem at all, but they were serious. They were serious. They didn't want. You can go there, and as long as you're just respectful, it's just like any place I've ever been. Just don't be a bitch, and don't be disrespectful. No arrogance. Arrogance, you're dead. Mm-hmm. So this is what I learned, and my instinct told me, don't be a tourist. But I talk on my phone. You see how I make videos and I bullshit. It looks like I'm on FaceTime. I'm really just using the camera. And I just did a sweep past them because I was like, I don't really feel comfortable showing them. But I had to capture it to prove I was there.
Right.
And, oh, my God, the most beautiful view of the ocean right there because they built this city outside of the city because they were outcast, slaves, and this was hundreds of years ago. There's no place for these people, so they put them on the outside of the city walls, and they built on this rocky outcrop. And that's all I got to say about that. That's just, I got to use the bathroom on the roof of this house in a little block thing that was super clean, by the way. Clean. The toilet looked like it had just been wiped down. No ceiling. No window. It was amazing. It was like the airiest. I was like, man, a number 2 would even be nice. A little nice draft. But, yeah, I didn't have any problem at all. The beer was so cold, the whole neck of the top was frozen.
Frosted?
I turned it upside down.
Yeah.
It was
you know what we call that?
What?
It's vestida de novia.
Yeah.
Which means it's dressed like a bride. It's the white frost on the outside of a beer. That's like the perfect way to get a beer.
Well, she pulled it out of the freezer.
Yeah.
Like a little kitchen freezer, pulled it out. And, yeah, it was built out of nothing. And they're up there just, I don't know what they were saying. It was just one old dude. I had to be 80 years old, partying his ass off with some 2023 New Year's glasses. Said 2023 across the top. And he's up there with his gong, just playing along with his song and just having the time of their life. And there was like 6-7 people up there.
That's a campana. It's boom, 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 right? He had a wooden stick.
Yeah.
Looked like a drumstick. Yeah. That, oh, man, they go to town with those. Did you see a guido?
I don't know.
It's like a wooden... Man, it looks kind of like a cornucopia, and then you have what looks like a pick, like a hair pick, and they go.
Oh yeah. He was doing that. He was going back and forth.
It's so much.
Yeah.
And I mean, these dudes will any song you want.
Well, they were playing with a little jam boombox they had up there, and he had a microphone, and he was just talking. You could see all the tourists.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were trying to get people to come down because I couldn't understand what they were saying, but. They had a whole thing set up on top of their house. I'm like, this is smart.
Well, the old school dudes, especially at the time of year you were there, there's parrandas everywhere. And
speak English.
Parranda is like a celebration. So that's Christmas, New Year's,
Christmas.
And Three Kings.
Yep.
Los Reyes Magos. So these old school dudes, I used to watch my dad do this. And they would get together, and it's all the old guys, and there's somebody playing a guitar, there's somebody with a guido, like they every instrument you can imagine, and they improvise a song, and each person takes a verse, and they'll pass it from like elder to elder because usually the younger guys ain't good enough, they don't know the stuff, and let's say 8 guys, and they will do an ongoing song that's being done right there on the spot, and each person takes a line or two.
It's like dancing.
And then they'll do a little chorus, and then the next guy goes. And I've watched my dad do this before, and I sit there in awe, man. Yeah. You're flashing me back to like some of the last Christmases I spent with my father. Like, incredible.
If I had to do it over again, I would have spent more time down there. But I didn't know enough, and I felt like I did okay. Yeah. You know? But the one rule they have, do not have your camera out. That's the one rule. I came back that night, and they said, if you want to get stabbed, break your phone out and start filming people. And I was like, well, there's got to be a lot of information on this town. And I didn't realize, but what is that movie? It's a Mexican Western called...
Are you talking about the Antonio Banderas?
Yes.
You're
having trouble
now
too.
You're killing me. Or he played the guitar and he had guns in it or something like that.
I haven't seen it, but now I got to watch it because that's where they filmed it.
It's such a
Desperado.
Good movie. Desperado. Yep. And then there was Selma Hayek.
Yeah. She was in it?
Woof.
Well, I know she was in Dusk Till Dawn.
She was in, man. She was, that was like young. I mean, she's still an incredibly looking woman. Yeah. But young Antonio Banderas and her and those were good movies, bro.
I'm going to watch
I'm going to watch that tonight
too.
So
that's where it was filmed.
I didn't even know that.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
So I'm get on YouTube when I got back that night, and most everything I saw was in Spanish, so I didn't know what the hell they were saying. But yeah, the number one rule: do not film. And this one dude's like, "Yeah, this is where you buy your drugs. This is where you can rape. This is where you can murder, and you get stabbed for having your phone out." I'm like, I'm glad I was not obnoxious with my phone.
And you are out here like, yeah, I need to go have a drink there.
If you notice, I film everything. Yes. I only had 2 little clips. One sweeping and then one in the bathroom. And I was like, yeah, that's enough. Nobody said anything.
Probably best idea.
And when I did show everybody, I did it really fast. Like it looked like I was on FaceTime.
Smart.
I was smart, yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, just an instinct. I wouldn't go in Caprini Green and start recording people, in Chicago, which it's gone now. But you just know. You just common sense.
There's certain areas, certain spots, yeah.
I didn't realize that was a big rule. I guess because it's so close to the tourists. I mean, if you don't know any better, you can walk right into it. Yeah. So I'm sure they get a lot of strays.
That'll learn real quick.
Yeah. But yeah, I just so this is funny. So remember the blonde chick I told you about? I won't say their names, but so these 2 chicks sit beside me at my favorite bar, and the office, and because I just left that place, and I had to go back to my favorite spot, and this chick is from London. Obviously, I can hear her voice, and she's like, do you mind if we sit? I was like, nope, I'm saving these seats for you guys. So we start bullshitting. Within 30 minutes, we realize it's both of our birthdays.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she was, and what was really funny, the blonde chick was like, you guys are twins. She goes, you guys were separated at birth. You're exactly the same. You act the same. Your whole personality is exactly the same. And that's when we found out we were both celebrating our birthday. She had came to Puerto Rico to celebrate just like me. She was so amazed she had never met anyone with the same birthday. So we got pictures exchanging IDs. Awesome. And come to find out, she's a complete badass. She was the vice president of global communications for Hewlett-Packard for like 12 years. Her husband was the CEO of Kodak. Well, hell, now I'm giving these people away. But
they're Googleable now.
But now they're retired, and now she's a VP of this nonprofit that goes after sex traffickers all over the world. And so they got one place in Madrid. She's got a place in London. They got a place in San Francisco, and one more New York City. That's like the 4 locations, and it's this private firm that is just doing nothing but not just sex traffickers, but any kind of like when you got money and you're bored, you want to do the good
stuff.
Things in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing. We exchanged information, and they didn't know anything about AI. They thought they did, but I didn't go too deep into the AI.
Right. They had no idea who they were sitting with.
No, but they're interested. So we'll see where it goes. That's why I don't want to give their names out. But fascinating. These people have made documentaries and movies, and just unbelievable.
Wow.
Just
I love it, man. I love it.
Wild chick. Had them dropping F-bombs within 10 minutes of meeting. I'm able to make them feel comfortable. We had the best time. It was probably, honestly, that 3-hour conversation with them was probably the highlight of my trip.
That's cool.
We talked about so many things, and just I could have spent the rest of it, but my friends were waiting on me for dinner. It was my birthday. So on my birthday, I met my twin from London.
How great. And the cool thing is you always stay in touch with these people. You connect and you stay in touch.
And so we connected because I'm Irish and she's Irish. Both of her parents were born and raised in Ireland. So she spent a lot of time there. And so she had all these Gaelic quotes.
Awesome.
That from all these they were so romantic. Hearing Gaelic, she could her grandmother taught her a lot, and so she didn't speak Gaelic, but she had a lot of toasts, and she would text me these things. It was amazing. Yeah. It was amazing.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So overall, fantastic trip.
Yeah, I guess I'll suck the air out of the room, but yes, overall.
No, dude.
If I had to do it over,
I'm so excited seeing you excited.
This is how I'd do it, though. I would start in Old San Juan. I'd party my ass off for 2 days. And it's such a big city. There's so much to see there.
Yeah.
But you can walk it. For the most part, you can walk where you want to go. You'll spend 2 days walking it, seeing the shops. I met this little chick, Uga, I think her name was, from Germany. She was like 77. Total badass. Married this Irish dude that was a journalist for the New York Times. He came there to do a story like 27 years ago. They met. They got married. And she's making jokes like, "Yeah, I've been trying to get him to divorce me for years. He won't do it." And she's just a spitfire. I could have spent all day talking to her. Like the 75-year-old woman was just a total badass. And this Irish dude, I mean, he was so laid back and funny. And his just personality was so opposite of hers. That's how they made it work for nearly 30 years.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You're going to meet people
attract
from
sometimes, you know?
Yeah. You can live there in Old San Juan for about $1,000 a month on, one bedroom. A nice place was $2,000. Like you can go outside of the city and live much cheaper. We were looking up grants. There's all kinds of deals. Like if you've never built or bought there, the government's offering like $55,000 to anyone that wants to move. And I'm thinking, good grief, why in the hell would I want to live anywhere else? I mean, that was that. Yeah. Greg and I are all like,
oh, I heard.
I
heard.
Can we do this? But we do this everywhere we go.
Yes, I know.
We're dreamers.
51% of the time you're over there, you get all the tax breaks too.
Really? So if I have to do it over, there's too much to see. You got to rent a car, and it's 8 hours to go all the way around the island. Mm-hmm. I would take a week and just go between town to town, the coastal towns, the end. I would just let the locals tell me where to go.
You would need more time than that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you because
along
along
the West
way,
Coast, the surfers.
Oh, yes.
There's like 20 bars. I looked it on a map. The greatest bars are there watching the sunset. Cowboys and something. I didn't get to go. It was 2.5 hours from us.
But as you're driving and there's all these little back roads, you'll find little kiosks along the road.
Okay.
And they're full restaurants and bars, and they have parties at night. Yeah. And there's old dudes playing dominoes.
I can't wait.
And doing all this stuff. And you're going to stop at one of
those. You
those.
Want to go with me?
And like
Greg and I were talking, and we was like, why don't we be Carlos back? That'd be a blast.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay.
And then we can get a lot more local because you'll get to meet my sister, my cousins.
Okay.
And you'll love them, and then they're going to take us to their spots.
If I would have known they were there, I would have asked you what's their address.
I was like, and they're in Trujillo Alto, so it would have been a little out of your way, but not far from Fajardo, not super far. But with time and planning, oh yeah, buddy. All I got to do is holler at my sister, my brother-in-law Carlos.
Okay.
But you guys would love him.
So I found out that you can get a motel along the road for $25, and they don't care how many people stay.
Yeah, well,
it's 8 hours. You get 8 hours. So I was like, you do your thing all day. You go in, you get a shower, you sleep 6 hours, and you go.
That would be an option that you're going to have to fight with my eldest sister about, because good luck with hers not allowing us to stay anywhere but her house.
We got to go explore.
Yeah, we can go explore.
Is her house on wheels?
You need to. Like, we have to come back there a couple nights. Okay. She has to make dinner. Like, there's certain things you're not going to get away with saying anything about.
Okay.
And good luck, because my sister Clara, good luck, buddy.
I'm excited.
I would just sit back. I would just sit back and go, yeah, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, there was this couple that we met, like, on the first night there. Maybe it was the second night. And this chick that lived in Boston for 30 years, she was in finance. And she was a wild woman. We made friends. We got her number. And her husband, Pedro, or whatever, he didn't speak any English. He didn't know anything. He worked on a farm, just an amazing guy. He could kind of like pay attention. He probably knew some of the things we were saying, but she was a handful, like an amazing woman. She was the one teaching us about Puerto Rico, convincing us about moving there, because she lived in Boston for 30 years. Now she's moved back. So she's getting started in Puerto Rico. She said like 250,000 people have moved, I don't know, in the last few years. So
traffic's crazy, all that kind of stuff. My sister tells me all sorts of stuff.
Everybody was so kind.
But it's
the traffic. They're so patient. It was
beautiful,
like Mexico.
welcoming people. Well, it's not always like that.
Well,
that depends on where you go. And were you driving after midnight, sir?
Man, I didn't have any problem anywhere. No, I wasn't driving after midnight. But I'm telling you, it was one of the. I felt more safe in Puerto Rico.
I'm very happy you had such a positive experience.
There's much worse places here in the 48. Some of our cities are way worse.
We've got our spots, but
that's every place.
But I get what you're saying. That is every place.
It is a great.
Yeah.
It's a great.
But it'll be man, you, me, and Greg, bro, and then let's throw in my family in the mix.
Let's do it.
Woo!
We'll have a blast,
brother. That would be amazing.
I can't wait to go back. So this is what my favorite part.
And I'm overdue.
If there was anything that I really loved, the food.
Come on.
So I was like, I'd let everybody order for me. Like, what do you think? So first of all, I ate fish tacos at least 5 or 6 times. The best. Everywhere I went.
Well,
the
fresh.
Best. So good. But yeah, I get fresh tacos all the time, but theirs were just so good. It was really good.
What else? Give me another meal.
Okay, so I was like, I want something local. And they're like, okay, pork chops and red beans and rice.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I was like, it was like fried or grilled. I'm like, you choose?
Fried,
They
baby.
said fried.
Fried.
So they came out. I was so disappointed. It was this like crust, like this dried up pork chop, like 3 of them just stacked. And I thought, that looks like a potato chip. It's fried so much. So I was truly disappointed.
Yeah, bite into it.
But I would never complain. I took a bite and thought, that's better than I thought. And then I ate the beans and the rice. The combination. I could not eat the pork chop could not be served any other way. If it was not fried like that, I don't think the beans and rice would have complemented the way they did. And she was like, do you want some some sauce or something on top of it? I was like, yeah. Before she got back, it was all gone. I said, I'm sorry. I couldn't wait.
It's just so damn good. Yeah.
Oh, my God. So the one meal that I was really disappointed about ended up being my most memorable.
Okay. Which was that one? That would have been it? Because Greg told me he loved him some mofongo.
Mofongo is so popular there. Yes. So the mofongo. Oh, God. We got some mofongo. Son. We got some mofongo in this one bar. What did I have? Oh, I had strip steak.
Yes.
Over mofongo or something. And it was deep fried mofongo. It looked like mashed potatoes. Like
but it's maduros. It's plantains. Sorry.
But I've had plantains plenty of times. Plantains to me are usually pretty sweet.
So there's sweet plantain,
okay,
which like we put ketchup on and all that, and then there's fried plantains, which is the one that is how you make mofongo with plantain, the green plantain.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's so savory.
Yes.
It's such a unique.
They'll put pieces of pork in there or like beef, strip steak.
God, it was so good.
Bistec. Oh, baby. I'm starving right now.
I would be 1,000 pounds.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
I came back, and I think I gained somewhere around 5 rock solid pounds.
Okay, good. We're gonna gain another one. Because if you recall, I told you once you went to the island.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm going to take you to this place in Laverne called Demicampo. And it is a old school, like grandma in the kitchen cooking pot. Good. And they have mofongo. They have alcapurrias, which I could eat my freaking weight in. Mm-hmm. It's plantains, kind of like mushed like mofongo, but filled with beef. And there's olives in there. And oh, my Lord in heaven. Bro, they're like $4 a thing, and I will buy 6 and 7 of them, and that's for me.
Yeah.
And I'll reheat them in my my air fryer just to keep them crispy with a little bit of salt. And I could sit there and eat that. I'm stuffed, but it's so good I can't stop eating it.
I would eat so fast to try to trick my brain into not knowing I was so full because it was just so.
Because you didn't want to stop eating.
I didn't want to stop eating.
Yeah.
I did not want to.
Yeah, bro.
And I was like, you know what? I'm on vacation. It's my birthday. I'll lose it.
Yeah, screw that. Yeah. I wish you did. You have pasteles by any chance? They came in a green leaf.
No.
Okay, we'll have that together because that's like a delicacy. And then there's the big debate: do you put ketchup on it or do you not put ketchup on it? Most Puerto Ricans are going to put ketchup on it. Okay. Like it's kind of our thing, except that my friend Chandler from Firebirds ruined me on ketchup. Long story, Google it if you never want to eat ketchup again. But with that, I don't care. I'm going to have it.
I don't want to Google. I love ketchup. Okay. Yeah, Puerto Rico, man.
All right, so we've got a trip back. I'm coming this time. And then we can invite Greg with us to Demicampo so he can experience that. And then we've got a salsa, baby. Let's go.
So there's it's in Antioch. I've been before. It's like Little Mexico. It's called, I don't know what the hell it's called. Hold on. I got to look it up now. But they're doing salsa lessons. And, I don't think you want to teach me. Yeah, there's a great place in Antioch.
Because there's a Nashville Salsa Orchestra on Facebook or something like that.
Plaza Mariachi.
Oh, that's not Antioch.
That is Antioch.
That's down by Nashville Zoo. Plaza Mariachi. I promise you, I know exactly where it is.
You get off on Bell Road, right?
I don't go that way, no.
Okay, whatever.
If you get off on Harding, go down through
is it Nolensville?
Is that Nolensville Pike? It's Nolensville Pike, yeah.
Okay.
But it's literally like 3 minutes from the zoo.
Okay.
Well, right down the street from the zoo.
I've been there before. It's like being in Little Mexico. They got all these amazing food.
Yeah, great restaurants. I love it. Like it looks like
people
a pueblo in there.
It was dangerous, but
it used to be. It had its moment.
Yeah.
And then the owners brought a lot of security. There's cops sitting outside. Yep. Stuff happens every once in a while.
Yep.
But they have salsa nights. They have guests that come visit and all that.
Well,
but there's a lot of other places that do salsa nights that I'm gonna put you up on.
Well, I got to learn.
Yeah.
Because nobody dances like we did in the old days. It was hip hop, and I didn't do hip hop, but you just grind on each other. You know what I mean? Go to clubs. We used to go to clubs.
Well, that's called reggaeton, but
no one does this anymore. And all the dancing now, which looks like a ton of fun, and is a better option than just standing there and drinking and watching. Because that's all I get to do is stand there and be envious over these people. But now I have somebody that's really excited about learning, and I'm like, okay, let's just start doing it. And I don't care if I do any kind of like Western dancing. I don't care. I'm getting into dancing. I need the exercise. Good. Speaking of, I was thinking now that I'm back and it's a new year, I was thinking about going to the gym. Right? And canceling my membership that I haven't been to in the last year.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've been saving that joke for 2 weeks.
Horrible. You had me for a split second. I was like going back to the gym and I'm like, don't be a resolution. Don't be a resolution. Just kidding, to cancel.
Yeah. I've been paying for it for a year and I haven't been.
Well, that's how gyms make most of their money anyway.
I know. Well, I'm just not, if we can segue, I think I need something harder, structured. Like when I did go to the gym, Greg would train me or Joe would train me. Have you seen me next to these guys? It's almost hilarious. You know what I mean? Every time we switch over, we got to change the weights so I can do it because these guys are monsters. You know, they're huge.
I've seen Greg's in shape, man.
Yeah, have you
Greg's
seen
in
Joe?
Good shape. I don't think I've seen Joe.
Oh my God, Joseph Badon, he is massive. His arms are as big as my freaking chest. So it's almost comical. And Greg got me going by myself. Like I was doing good for a while. And then I tried to get a 950 score on the punching bag. You know those punching bags?
Yeah.
And I was hitting like 943, 945, 949. I got a picture of it. I mean, I can do it. And I could not hit the 950. And I tore something in my elbow, like a tendon. And I couldn't even squeeze. And so that happened a little over a year ago. And now I think it's fixed itself. I'm ready to get back.
So your gauge on your fitness was hitting
my kids
stupid punching bag on the thing?
My kids were encouraging me. Well, dude, my kid can hit like almost 900, and he's half my size.
Whoa.
He's a little boxer. He's got a whole boxing setup out in the garage. Yeah, and I was trying to hit 950. That's really hard to do.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember the last time I've even tried one of those, so yeah.
Yeah, most people don't hit 800s.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounded like a challenge.
Oh, my God.
I'm stronger than I look, buddy.
Yeah. Well, I'm cornbread redneck strong. I picked up hay bales all my life.
That's a special kind of strength.
Exactly.
Dare I say it.
I look smaller, but I'm a lot stronger than I look. But I don't have gym strength. Like, I don't have the discipline to go in there and pick up heavy things and put them back down over and over and over. I need more of a team environment. And my buddy Adam, like, he gets in and out of, what do you call it, hard to fit thing? What do you do?
75 hard?
No, hell no.
What? Oh, okay.
No, where you flip over tractor tires and shit. The crazy people.
CrossFit and all that. Yeah.
People.
Well, that's why I like CrossFit and I like sets.
Yeah.
And because it's group training.
Well, I got a sets right down the road.
I know. That's the one that I go to, man.
You're shitting
On Veterans. Yeah. Right there.
That's the one I was going to go to.
Shout out to Sets. They're amazing.
It's tiny. Has a 5.0
It is not
rating.
tiny. Dude, they're incredible. They're such a everybody's really welcoming. Now I can only talk about the 5 a.m., 6 a.m. because I don't go any later. Yeah. But you know, each class has its own personality. The coaches are incredible. They're really good people. Everyone's welcoming. You go at your pace. You know, like I'm if they're doing a certain zone and there's 4 of us in the zone, not all 4 of us are the same fitness level. You know, so some days I'm working out with one group, some days I'm with the other, and everybody is picking up the weight that's appropriate for them and doing their thing. But we will sit there and push you. Like, I can't tell you how many times one of the coaches or my friends will walk by me and be like, light day for you, huh, pal? And I'm like, oh, okay. Or my friend Megan, who I charged with, I'm doing High Rocks coming up in February in Vegas, I told you about.
I heard you talk about it.
High Rocks is basically like CrossFit meets running. You go to 8 stations, and there's like a 0.6 mile partnered run in between. And it's like farmer's carry, ski machine, rower. My crucible is the broad jump burpees. Yeah. You got to try to jump 3-4 feet, do a burpee, get back up. That will take it out of you, sir. But we're working on it. I've got a hell of a partner. Her name is Sarah. She's a CrossFit beast of a woman. We're doing mixed doubles. So that's why I'm running every day and training and doing CrossFit and doing sets. But Sets is right down the road, baby.
Yeah.
$21 for 21 days. You need to join and come with me.
Okay, so I was looking. I saw it, and I thought, I can check that out. I thought it was a little tiny spot.
No,
I didn't know you went there.
No,
So
it goes.
I saw a class I can sign up for.
Every morning is where when I go there.
Yeah,
I'll hook you up with Kevin.
$21.
Those are good people, man. They are. You would really like it, but I challenge you to get up early and come work out with me.
What's
6 o'clock isn't crazy anyway.
I'm up
6
way
a.m.
before
Yeah.
that. But I'm drinking coffee. I'm getting my
Yeah.
mind
So
around
drink
my
your
day.
coffee at 5. Work out with me at 6.
I think I'm going to.
It's a 21-day thing for you to try. You can do it.
Well,
you're not going to die.
No, I know. I like backpack. I like endurance stuff, but picking up tires and doing it's a different story. I think I'm going to.
But they do it all. Sets does all of it. Like there's CrossFit movements in sets. There's leg days, upper days. You'll really enjoy it. I can't sell this enough because I believe it.
Once I started talking about CrossFit, I was in Puerto Rico and I was talking to Greg about it or whatever, and these ads in CrossFit started popping up.
Yeah, because Big Brother's listening.
And it's a 400% increase in divorces due to work. You gotta have workout buddies and it's CrossFit. Yeah, apparently it's a great place to get a divorce.
So I can tell you that's very true. I know
400%.
That's not just CrossFit though. That's the gym community. Unfortunately, if one of the things you'll notice is if one of the husband or the wife, somebody gets into their fitness, and the other person is not part of that or isn't supportive of it in any way, there's going to start a separation. Yeah. And there's been many times where one person gets really fit and that becomes part of their life, and the other person just isn't into it. And now there's multiple issues where one partner just is no longer attracted to the other partner. You're exposed to other divorced people or people going through the same thing. They're finding common ground, and they're into fitness.
Yeah.
So it happens a lot.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, before they end a relationship or they sense something coming, they get in the gym. They want to, you know what I mean? The relationship's already doing bad. And you put two heterosexual people together of the opposite sex, it's just inevitable.
Yeah, and you're sweating, you're doing your thing. There's pheromones, there's all of that. Yep. I need you to check it. And then you have people in common. Like I have multiple friends that have gotten divorces and have found their new partner at the gym. Yeah. But now they're like crazy power couples, and they're happy, and they have children, and they look fantastic. I'm not going to say any names, but everyone that I've seen get together from something else is usually like they found their person. You know what I'm saying? And they have something in common and something they focus on. So there's good that comes from it as well. Yeah.
Not that I have anything to worry about. I mean, I'm single, so it's funny.
Wait,
that
you're
ad
single?
Popped up. Still?
Oh! I thought you might have found a little Puerto Rican lady, and now you're.
I didn't meet one Puerto Rican girl that I can think of. Yes, I did. Yeah, but they don't all look Puerto Rican.
No, man.
That's the thing.
Well,
when I think of Puerto
it's
Rican,
like what
I think
looks Puerto Rican. Yeah,
I think the more indigenous.
No, man.
Yeah.
We're mixed with Spaniard. Yeah. Like I told you, my dad was blonde with greenish eyes. With it. I have cousins that you would never guess were blood relation to me. Mm-hmm. And I've got cousins that are. My grandmother was 6 foot with like green eyes and blonde hair, and if you looked at her, you'd be like, "That's a white lady." And then she spoke Spanish to you. You're like, "Nope, she's Puerto Rican as hell." And then I've got cousins that look black. Yeah. Like we're all a beautiful mix of colors and everything. It's beautiful,
just like the Americans.
Yeah,
beautiful mix.
We're a gorgeous melting pot of culture. African Americans, Taino Indians, Spaniard influence. It's beautiful.
I didn't really want to do it, but I didn't want to complain. I was hungover and tired, and we were planning a trip. We were going to do some like ATVs or side-by-sides in through the rainforest, and it got changed to a hike. An early morning, 6 a.m., pick you up, hike into the rainforest, like an hour drive on a bus, like a van, and I was hungover. I was tired. It was my birthday. So we partied hard, you know what I mean? Up until to celebrate my birthday, we did it on the 3rd. Well, we did it on both nights. We did it every night. What am I saying? we like to drink and have fun.
Yeah.
That's just our thing. And so I won't say against my will. I did it, but I wasn't mentally prepared for it. And it wasn't like I hiked for hours. It was literally a 30, 40-minute hike into the jungle with this sweet, sweet, sweet guide. He was the nicest young man. He was a tour guide. And his whole job is he hikes in, he takes a group in, and then he hikes out, and he's done for the day. I'm like, dude, you got a gig. Like, he was really good. But I didn't realize how athletic this guy is. And they had these waterfalls. I didn't get. He was like, he was ready to make fun of me because I didn't want to. I didn't bring any like people are getting life jackets and helmets, and I'm like, I'm not doing any of this. I'm annoyed.
Like, are they zip lining? What are they doing? Like, were they other activities?
I didn't know because I wasn't mentally prepared. Like, I was like...
You're just putting one foot in front of the other in a beautiful tropical jungle.
I wanted to be in the bed.
Rainforest.
Yeah, and because I wasn't... You know, when you go do stuff like that, you kind of think about it, you talk about it, you know what I mean? So I just wasn't really planning it. In my mind, ATVs at 80 miles an hour through the jungle, I was mentally prepared for that, and that's not what it was.
And you're like, this is strenuous.
Yeah.
This is physical activity.
Yeah, and I didn't feel like swimming. And I think I was bummed because I wasn't excited about it. And I wasn't excited because it wasn't nobody's fault. It was just me. I was hungover. I was tired, and I just wasn't emotionally prepared for it. And then I'm like the only loser that doesn't want to get in the water, and I'm just sitting there. I didn't even take any pictures, but it was beautiful. It was beautiful. They had these rocks that these guys, the guides, by the time we got there, we were almost the first, and then there was groups and groups of people showing up. And I was a little bit bummed at myself because it was like Disneyland for cliff jumpers and rope swings. And I was like, if I was prepared for this could have been a really fun day. Because it was a really good idea.
Hangovers do tend to steal a little joy, my friend.
They do. But I only have a birthday once a year. And, you know.
Yeah, but how many hangovers do you have a year?
Not many. Not many. And I enjoy them because I feel like I earned them. I do not look to get
I knew that was going to be like, I'm going to defend this.
No, I'm just like... You did this to yourself. You do not know you need. Some people go get the IV thing. Some people do a hair of the dog. I'm like, nope. You get to enjoy this because you. And I need the reminder to not do it again. Because if I got out of it, then I would just probably be more.
So you're just punishing yourself.
Yeah, I allow myself to. I earned it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. As long
I'm honest.
You're
with myself.
sitting in it. Sit in it.
Yeah, I'm honest with myself. But it was beautiful. But they had these. I didn't get to see it. Because I wasn't getting my shoes wet. You had to have shoes on. And he goes, you like those Merrells or whatever shoes I had? He thought I was trying to keep them from getting muddy.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't be a dick. That's what I was thinking. I finally said, no, dude, I'm hungover, and I don't feel like doing this shit. I said, I'm a little depressed that I don't feel like doing it. I'm sad because this is amazing.
Man, you should have jumped off that cliff into that water, and that water would have put life back in you.
I would have drowned.
Nah.
It was cold. But it was beautiful.
Hilarious.
Yeah. What else? We had so many things to talk about. What about you? What's going on in your life? What did you come with? We're segueing. I know we've talked about Puerto Rico for an hour now. We're close to it.
Yeah, Puerto Rico and gym affairs.
It was funny because we was talking about it. Like married people meeting at the gym. I was thinking of a Rodney Carrington joke. He said, you see two people out in public holding hands walking down the street. They're married to somebody else.
Wow.
Because married couples don't do it.
They're not trying to get away from me.
That's my best Rodney Carrington accent. Do you know Rodney Carrington?
Is he a singer?
He actually has some very funny songs.
Okay.
Dear Penis.
I know who Rodney Carrington is.
Yeah. He was big. Okay. He was big.
Crazy ass funny songs.
He was big 25 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, I thought his little comment about two people holding hands, they're married to somebody else.
Well, there was that old guy who would be like, I took my wife to a dog show and she won. Like all these crazy, all those crazy old guys that would do those one-liners all night.
Yeah.
But not much. While you were in a beautiful tropical island, I worked out. And right now it's just all about concentrating on high rocks, concentrating on work, kicking off a new year. I had one of the best years I had. Business-wise, 2025, by the grace of God. Want to just keep it flowing, baby.
Dang.
Want to stay in that positive.
You get commission?
That positive, I do.
Oh my God, you got something to work for.
So I've got to top some serious, work in 2026. But I came out the gate running hard, and we're gonna stay running hard.
Boy, you have been killing it. I've been complacent. I've been What would I describe myself? I would describe myself as bland lately, and I don't like it. And I've thought about it a lot, and I realize what it is. I don't have any goals. Like my work has always been, like for some reason or another, I've always had a business that I was building. I don't like running businesses. I like building them. And then once they're built, I just want to give it away and let somebody else do it.
Right.
I like to have something a goal to wake up to. And I realized we've kind of accomplished all of our goals with work. And I'm like, I don't know what to do now. I'm kind of bored with work.
But it's not just work. Like I'm that way because also I'm the type of person that needs to stay occupied, and I keep myself occupied, part of the sobriety thing too. Yep. And, because you've even mentioned like, man, you're always busy, but 80% of that is me. Sometimes other stuff comes in, of course, and commitments, whatever, life, but I keep myself that busy because I feel useless if I don't have a goal.
It keeps you happy too.
So men need purpose. People need purpose, but like, I think to a point more so us, just because we really need this we have this drive, and that drive can go away, and then we become that fat lazy guy who's unhappy or always grumpy, and like we need to have something to look forward to. And I found that whether that's suffering, like my friend Sarah I told you that I talked to, she's like, yeah, you identify with suffering. That's how you find purpose, and you find like you either withhold something from yourself, or it's discipline, or it's this. And I finally admitted she is actually right, because I was trying to be like, no, it's not really suffering. No, it's suffering. So I'm always looking to do something more. And I'm like, I did this first High Rocks. I want to do better on this one. After High Rocks, I'm already looking at like, what's the next physical thing I can do? Business-wise, I've always got a goal. Like I know where I'm working. It's to grow business. It's to, expand, hopefully become a bigger person within that company. But, that's a long-term goal. I need constant short-term goals as well. Things to just do. Like I'm running every day all of a sudden.
That's interesting. I've never had short-term goals. I always have like a 3-year plan, or, 6 months a year, or like a thing I want to achieve. And I've always got something I'm working towards. And now with AI, and I've just kind of plateaued, and which I've been here 1,000 times. Like this is my life.
You just got to get creative again.
Well, something's got to come up. Like I'm looking for a challenge. I'm hoping the phone rings from London. They're like, hey, let's go catch some sex predators. Oh, yes, let's go. I was talking about the Tim Tebow Foundation getting involved, although, boy, that's some dark stuff I don't even want to get into.
No, there's some craziness in that, yeah.
Boy, talking about passion, talking about keeping you busy for the rest of your life and staying excited. Having something like that to work towards would just be amazing.
Yes, sir.
I've just been lazy lately. And I was listening to Joe Rogan talk about it recently. Like laziness is the default position the human body wants to be in, because we were designed to catch antelope, and you're always working. So when you got a moment that you could chill, your body just like, enjoy this. Yeah. And so now everything's kind of done.
But now we're stuck in it.
Yeah, our food's delivered. We got this doom scrolling that I noticed I've been doing a lot. And I realized it's because I've been trying to avoid the responsibility of a massive change, and the weight of the things that I need, the tasks that need to be done for work that I don't feel like doing, I don't want to do. I put them off, I'll put them off until I can't, and then I'll do them. So it's just a cycle that I've been going through.
But I mean, shift your mindset. You know this more than anyone. Like with me,
this too shall pass.
It's been, sometimes I get really comfortable, like with fitness stuff. Like I hate the broad jump burpees. So now it's like everything that I hate, I'm going to do first. And I'm going to get good at it, because if I get good at it, I'm not going to hate it anymore. Yeah. And it's a win-win. So just apply that across the board, That's kind of the way I do it. Like if there's a task at work that I hate more than anything else, I'm forcing myself to start with that.
Well, I'm recalibrating my direction.
Yeah, we always need to recalibrate.
I'm at a phase that I can do whatever I want in this world. Like my options are open. And that's a unhealthy place to be to some degree, because we talk about it. Too many options are not good for you. And I wish my options would be limited. It's like, I wished I'd just get fired. Then my options would be limited. Obviously, I don't wish that. But you know what I mean? Like, just to oh, now I have to go. It's like, could I do the podcast thing more regularly? Like, is this a thing that I want to do permanently? I don't know. But I'm looking for something to invest in. And I usually have someone to invest in. I've usually got a project that I'm working on. And that's where I'm at. I'm okay. I'm recalibrating. I've been here so many times until the next thing comes along. Joy was talking about consulting. That could be good. You know,
Okay.
I just want to make sure I'm working towards something like this is where I'm at. It's not just the work. It's not just the money. I'm at a phase in life that I want to know that I'm doing something meaningful.
Purpose.
Truly meaningful. Well, okay. I've thought about this. I've written about this my whole life. I've written about this for 15 years about what is purpose, what is meaning. To know that your life means something to other people. It can't just be about the almighty dollar. For me personally, like I've made money. I didn't get any happier. I just spent more to compensate for the anxiety of having money. Like I'm just really good at spending money. And especially if I don't have someone to spend it on. Right. Like, you know, I'm not leaving money for my kids. I have a responsibility to spend it. Now, I'll invest it in something that they can't squander. If they want to come together and, like, buy a farm, I don't care as long as it's locked in for 100 years and they just have the responsibility of maintaining it. But if they don't want to do that, I hope to die broke to some degree. You know, yeah. I'd rather invest my money in traveling and meeting people or building something. I don't know. So I'm just looking for something to do. And this podcast is actually really healthy. I know it's only once a week. I don't know if I can do it more. If I was going to do it more, we'd have to bring in a producer, someone to switch the cameras. Yeah. Because I have to do that manually. And like this thing right here, these red buttons here.
Right. I've got to learn this with you now that we're partnering on this.
Well, yeah, I don't know how to teach you. Editing is a thing that I can't teach.
I'm going to have to sit here with you while you're editing and start learning like that.
You want to learn software now.
Dude, I always want to learn something. Always.
Dude.
There's never a point. I pray to God I never get to a point in life where I've learned it all. I don't care. No, I always want to do something. That's how you stay alive. That's how you stay. Like my 80-year-old neighbor, Miss Barbara. She's retired, you know, and she just has fun in life. I see her get up as early as I do in the morning. She doesn't have anything to do, really. You know what she does? She goes for a walk. Oh, I just walked the mall. I just did this. I went and took a pottery class. I went and painted. I went and did this thing. She heard about Three Kings, right? Because she listens to our podcast. And Miss Barbara is the reason why one of the main reasons that inspired me not to cuss, okay. You know. And she made arroz con dulce for me, which is a Puerto Rican dish. She looked up this dish, and she made it. And on her first try, knocked it out of the park, bro. Really? Delicious. And she goes, I have this for you, Carlos, and I want you to try it. And don't hurt my feelings. I want you to tell me the truth. But she has a love and like this spice of life, man. And she is 80 years old, and you would never think it. She goes out dancing. She does all this stuff, man.
That's why.
It's incredible. She stays
An object in motion
busy, stays in motion.
Yeah.
And she's got the cutest little apartment down from me, and she'll text me, and I was thinking about you, this, that, and the other. Leave me little surprises.
Love that.
But she has this kind of love for everyone. Mm-hmm. Like it's hard to see somebody that's just like, I don't know that she has a bad day. I don't know that she allows herself to have a bad day.
She just don't show it.
But she doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't allow it.
I'm the same way.
But she's always doing something. She goes to like, and I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong, Miss Barbara, but it's like the retirement home and she goes and does activities with people that live there. But she's like, no, I got my own apartment. Like I don't need help. But I'm going to come over here and do arts and crafts, and I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to dance, but then I'm going to drive over here and go handle business. Mm-hmm. Like she just has this desire to keep learning and living. She's just like, I'm going to try it.
It's the secret to happiness.
It's beautiful, bro.
I know it, and I'll be back. I come and go.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt about that.
The podcast was built on these things, and I found myself reflecting, like, okay, all the goals are accomplished. What goals do I want to accomplish now? Do we want to expand? You know, we're expanding what we're doing down into Mississippi, but it's more of the same. And I thought, this is the problem. I'm on autopilot. This is my problem. We figured it out. We know how to do it now. Now I'm bored. The thing's built. Right. I want to go build something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
The AI is built. The media is built. Like I've accomplished every goal I've ever set out to do. I need a new goal. Yeah. And you know, health goal. Just celebrated my 49th birthday. I am healthy. Like I'm a 29-year-old. I hear a lot of old dudes saying, I don't feel like I'm 40s, and it's a different mindset now.
Absolutely,
like people
man.
are different. I'm healthy overall. I got a little bit of a belly, but I'm really strict with my diet, for the most part. I fast every day, and I thought, God, if I just do something to get my heartbeat up, because I noticed I don't have the same endurance that obviously, no one does. You could be 15, and if you don't get out and do things, you don't have any endurance. So I want to get back to being a little more agile. So I think the sets thing will do that for me. That'll be a good short-term goal for me. Maybe it could turn into a long-time thing. I don't know. I have a hard time sticking with stuff like that.
Well, why do you think I belong to 4 gyms, man? Like I have people that make fun.
This girl I was hanging out with last night goes to 3 gyms.
Yeah, because look, a squirrel. Like I get bored. Like and I'll go through the motions. And then I'm like, I'm not feeling this right now. So then I know in my head, like, I pay for a CrossFit membership. I probably haven't been there in 3 weeks.
Oh, so you're not religiously going to the 4?
Because now I am because I need to be doing both for High Rocks. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I do a morning workout, an afternoon workout, and now I'm throwing in this run the date every day thing where I run, if today's the 10th, I'm going to run 1.10. Tomorrow's 11.11, 1.11, like every day. And I'm getting faster and faster every day. So now my challenge is to do that. But
you on a treadmill?
Faster. On a treadmill if the weather sucks.
I was just curious.
Yeah. Like it rained the other day. But, I hadn't run in a while. And then I was sucking wind at like an 11-minute mile. And now I'm down into the 9s. And it hasn't been that long. And I'm running every single day.
A 9-minute mile?
Yeah, man.
I can walk a 9-minute mile.
No, you can't. What, you walking, speed walking?
I can run a 6-minute mile, 5.5, 6 minutes.
Really?
On the first mile. I can't anymore.
Okay. I thought you were saying right now because good luck, Chuck.
Maybe 6 minutes was my best.
My best mile ever was 6:36.
Yeah.
And I was like this.
Oh, my second mile was
double
that.
But also, I've been trying to slim down because I want to be a little more agile for High Rocks. I'm not killing myself.
This doesn't sound bad at all.
I literally enjoy this. And I've dropped 10 pounds. I started at 220. I'm 210 right now. And I probably want to even out at 200, to be honest. Also, it's like my knees hurt, my back hurts. Really? So with the more, if I'm over 208, I feel the weight.
Yeah, that's carbs, though.
That's
inflammation from carbs.
But listen, shut your hole.
Telling you. It goes away. If I could go to fat.
I eat like an Italian, you know what I mean? Like I want pasta and I want garlic and I want,
Well, you go to the gym to make up for it.
But I work out so I'm not 300 pounds.
See, I fast and try to eat high-fat diets so I don't have to work out.
No. Well, I'm leaning again more towards carnivore now.
That's
doing all of this.
Carnivore's harder than you
love
think.
Carnivore.
I love it. I love meat.
And I get a lot of energy out of it, too.
Keto's way easier.
Ketosis. But
well, you're in ketosis with carnivore. Yeah. But giving up tomatoes is kind of tough.
Yeah,
I can eat a cheeseburger with tomatoes and lettuce, and I don't miss the bread. It's the damn carbohydrates, man. It's the devil. Finally, people are starting to wake up to realize that carbs
overdoing it, because I think depending on what you're training for or what your goal is, you need a certain amount.
Let me just say, if you can go 7 days and get into ketosis, it is the easiest thing you'll ever do because cravings go away.
For you. There's some people that get the keto flu.
Yeah.
And they feel horrible. Yeah, but most people aren't going to sit through it.
Well, you got to know it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're running out of glucose. You're going into ketones, fat. You run out of glucose. Anyways, all that inflammation, I don't have any. None. Now, I dabble with carbs all the time, but I only have a small amount in my system, so I get it out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much keto, though. I can just live on hot wings.
Fantastic.
Do you know I lost 35 pounds? I got up to 220 pounds. I don't carry 220 very well. I went on keto, and I went down to 167.
I think I remember this. We're like during Cajun Steamer times.
Yeah,
you kind of.
All I ate was hot wings.
Yeah,
it was before Cajun Steamer. I did it eating at Toots.
So you might have done it again because there was a time where like you were talking to me and you were like, man, you're really on it, and I was training for something, and you were like, man, you look great, like you've been in shape, and then you got into it, and then next thing you know, I saw you a couple weeks later, and I was like, bro,
yeah,
what'd
I lost
you do?
10 pounds recently. I've gained it all back, but I go into ketosis and boom.
Puerto Rico weight's excused. Don't worry about that.
I wouldn't be able to do ketosis in Puerto Rico.
No.
The food is just too good.
No, screw that. I'd happily fat.
Like that's one of the luxuries in life. So I don't like 190 is like my limit, and when I start seeing 195, it's like it's time to make a change. Let's see if this is water weight. Let's see if this goes away, so I'll stop drinking, or at least stop drinking beer, or that's where that comes from. But yeah,
a lot of sugar.
If I can't get below, I need to be in the 180s. I don't need to be. So I give myself like a 10-pound window.
See, I want to have a little bit of size. Like I like having like chest and arms, and that's always been my problem. Like I'll grow my chest and arms, but my stomach's out to here.
Yeah.
And then
I
start.
So I'm not that big. In
I
the
was
shoulders.
like, I hope. Like that's what I joked. I was like, I'm just gonna make my arms and chest as big as they can get. Then my stomach will look smaller. Like it doesn't matter.
I think the exact same thing.
But still, I'm putting a cup of coffee on my stomach.
Yeah.
And then I'd go in the other direction where I would lose the gut, but then I started getting pissed because my sleeves would be loose on my arms, and I'm like, oh well, that can't happen. So then I start going back the other way. It's just
it's so funny because nobody else notices. We only see ourselves.
Oh, I am my absolute worst critic.
I see people with a little bit of charisma. They got jokes. They could be 75, 100 pounds overweight, and I just think that's the coolest person ever. I could care less.
Well, yes. This is a me thing.
Yeah. Well, I
100%. Where I'm just like, no, I can't do that.
I have it too. Like, I'm really disappointed in my belly right now. I'm really disappointed. I'm very self-conscious. So that's how I manage. That's why I only eat no more than 2 times a day. And then at night, if I'm really craving something, scoop of peanut butter. It gets me through the night. I wake up. That's why I drink coffee all day. This is the secret.
Yeah, you drink a metric ton of coffee.
I know, but this is how I keep from eating.
Like I literally just called you saying, hey, you want a fancy coffee? And you're like, well, I just made a pot, but go ahead and bring me something.
I would be 200 and something pounds.
Well, yeah, we're getting a lot of sugar on that one. But it is absolutely delicious.
It is the best. This tastes like shit.
Now, right?
No, it always tasted like shit. Black coffee tastes like shit. It's bitter. It took me...
I got to get you on Bustelo.
It took me... I don't know what that means.
That's Spanish people coffee. Most of the people I've given it to that are gringo, they're like, this is paint thinner, but man, am I up.
You've given me some kind of coffee.
No, I made you Nespresso.
It was
like
pretty good.
Fancy coffee.
Guess what? It tasted like shit.
I'm gonna make you some Café Bustelo, and you.
I don't drink coffee because
paint thinner.
I think it tastes good. It's like
I think it tastes good.
I don't know how to describe it. It took me years to figure out how to drink it black. See, I've always drank coffee when I was young. Like my dad would drink cream and sugar.
Oh no!
I did it the same way as him my whole life, and then finally, when I get in ketosis, I'd given up sugar. So I went to heavy cream. And for years, I used heavy cream inside my coffee. And then I realized I have to give that up because I can't fast with heavy cream.
With cream, yeah.
So, God, it was brutal. Now, the best compliment to my coffee is I bought a water purifier. I got a Purell thing.
Yeah.
It doubled the taste of my coffee because regular city water made it really bitter. This tastes amazing. It's funny because as how much as I drink it, I crave it. I need it, not for the caffeine. But you need something to do.
If you need coffee grind, like if you do your own coffee grinds, before you make it, throw a little bit of like sea salt in there. For pink Himalayan, just a pinch. And it really brings out.
I used to grind coffee. I had all the different machines. I had the best coffee, this and that. Now I buy the can at Aldi. I go to Aldi's and I just buy a can.
No.
I can't even
I'm
tell
getting
the
you
difference.
a can of Bustelo, bro.
I literally, and I drink so much coffee, it was starting to get expensive.
You're going to call me like, hey, how's it going, man? Everything good? Are you doing okay? Yeah, everything's fine.
Do you want me to give you a cup of coffee?
No, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Okay.
I think I really needed this. We've been needing to do this for a while. I just miss my conversations with you.
No, likewise.
And I'm so
likewise.
glad this is
I was like looking forward to it.
Well, I needed consistency more.
We also need to get ahead so that we're not rushing any of these. And
yeah, we need. I was thinking a guest. I've never done a podcast with 3 people. I think it could be really good having 3 different individuals. I don't know about recurring, but just someone new.
Yeah, we've got tons of people.
That girl from last night that wants to do it.
Yeah.
So
my nephew's still waiting.
Speaking of, I can't say any names. I was wondering, can I even bring this up?
Oh boy.
I don't think I should bring it up. I mean, people.
Which means it'll take 10 seconds, and you're going to bring it up. So why don't you just bring it up?
I don't like to be offensive, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I was going to ask you, But then again, I really don't care because I know I'm not necessarily an offensive person. I might say something that's offensive, but I'm exploring. But how can I say it?
He's back.
I thought it was actually kind of funny. Would you date a Democrat? See, it is funny.
Okay, it's pretty funny. Okay,
so, I didn't know.
Just because I identify pretty conservatively, which my mother hates, but
really, your mother's
oh man,
left?
Hispanics are super Democrat. But her generation they're Democrats because that's what they were taught, and it was a different Democrat. The Democratic Party of today is very, very different.
I don't mean to get into politics.
But no, screw it. We talk about anything, right? It is what it is. And we're allowed to have our opinions. We're allowed to disagree as long as we discuss respectfully.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
So the only reason I even brought it up.
So bring this up. And would I date a Democrat? Yes. As long as we were respectful of each other's opinions and differences and stuff. I don't believe in the people that go to the extreme of, well, if you don't believe in this issue, then I don't like you as a human.
Yeah.
I think that's a step too far. And how are you ever, people can change their minds. How many people were Democrats and are Republicans now and vice versa, right? You have to be able to have a discussion. You have to be teachable. You have to be open-minded. It's the mark of an intelligent mind to entertain a thought without accepting it. Mm-hmm. That is the way we should be. We're free. We should be able to discuss all of these things without hating each other.
So the reason why I even brought it up. So we are hanging out, this girl and I, and this guy comes in. He's a Jewish guy. Calls himself Jewish, had his little Hanukkah thing on. What do they call it? A little cap?
It's a yarmulke.
Yarmulke. He celebrates Hanukkah. And a fun guy. But he came in the other night, and he was a little more lit than normal.
Okay.
But he and I get along great. But for some reason, my female friend, he targeted her. And I don't know what she said. I didn't hear it. But he was a little more aggressive than he normally is. It was no big deal. It didn't get out of hand.
Sure.
It didn't get out of hand. But, he started talking about Palestine. I'm thinking, Woof. These are conversations that you can't have drunk. You can't have them sober, much less drunk.
They're polarizing as it is.
Yeah. And we're being fed this nonsense from the media. So anyways, last night we were talking about it, and the bartender I was like, yeah, he didn't like her the other night. And she was like, oh, it's because I'm a Democrat. I didn't know she was a Democrat. I don't care. I don't know if he knew that she was a Democrat. But this was so funny to me. She was like, I have a protest I'm going to tomorrow. I was like, really? What is it? I don't know. Some political thing. It almost fell off. It was the funniest, literally, and I'm not making fun of her. But it was funny. The way she said it, and she's not dumb. Really smart girl. But she's just wanting to get involved, and I don't know what it was. But it cracked me up.
As funny as that is such a problem.
I know, but I'm not trying to make fun. Because
No. And I'm not making fun of your friend, but I'm going to... Oh, and what I was going to say, actually, it came back to me was that it's become posturing. It's become political posturing to who can make the loudest noise in the corner of their team. But that entire thing that you just said, I'm going to a protest and I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, but yeah.
How many people are doing that now? And they don't know the real meaning behind it. And then I forgot who I was recently talking to. Might have been my boss, actually. And he was talking about somebody that went to some sort of protest rally. And he's like, why? Like, how do you even have time to do this? Like, you barely knew what it was. How do you have time to do this? Like, don't you have a job? And the guy said, oh, I'm getting paid to do this.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not trying to put on a tinfoil hat, but damn, man, it's pretty obvious what we're doing.
Well, I mean, it's social engineering. And what you're talking about is virtuism. People are trying to be virtuous. They're looking for purpose. They're looking to belong. They're looking for virtue.
In the least virtuous way.
And the most virtuous thing you can do is to become the best version of you possible, not getting out there picketing. There are times that you should probably picket something,
Absolutely.
But not
we have that right.
Said to do it. But what the Russians call them useful idiots. So they socially engineered this a long time ago. The KGB, they call them useful idiots. And the left is really easy because they're driven by emotion. This is where... the more feminine side is more emotional. I'm not trying to upset anybody, but the more masculine side is... I wrote a whole paper on this. Like the importance of the...
emotions voting with a...
Yeah.
Emotionally
So that's
driven.
what it is. You can trigger them based on the way they feel. I can feel something, but I'm much more conservative. So I think, I don't know why I feel this. Let me think through it, because I could make a bad decision. I have a responsibility to. That's why I am more conservative. I have progressive ideas and very conservative values, and that's how I kind of balance myself.
Yeah, I can go with that. You know, the cliche is being, socially liberal and fiscally conservative. And then there's parts that I'm driven by my faith.
Yeah.
In all honesty, but I think you're right on the extremist. Yes, you see it more on the left, but we have it on the right as well, where
you can go too far either way.
Yeah, you
They're
can
both
go
dangerous.
too far in either direction, and both going too far in any direction is dangerous for us.
Yeah, well, I brought it up because I thought it was pretty damn
So
funny.
hit me, come on.
Well, I brought it up because I thought it was funny, because I really struggle to identify with any group. And there's some things I want to talk about when it comes to Harley Davidson or groups. I don't have group thought. Like, I'm very much anti-conformist, wolf mentality. I'm always going to do my own thing. I can't help it. Anytime I start doing something that feels like it's what everyone's doing, it's like, hold on, I got to back away from that. I've been like that my whole life. Not because I just want to be, this loner. I don't know. There's something wired differently inside of me that's not just to, I think for myself. And I don't want anyone to tell me how to think. And so I really struggle with Republican. I just struggle with all of them, because I think they're all insane to some degree, and I think they're all great to some degree. Anyone that thinks you should vote because of a part, I just think that's the craziest thing.
I don't believe in voting due to blind allegiance.
To get a Republican card or get a Democratic card. That seems so insane to me.
That's silly. And there's plenty of things that I do not agree with.
Yeah.
With even the current administration. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it being Republican, there's plenty of things I take issue with, and there's things like immigration that like broad brush over really good people. They're like, how are you a Republican? They're deporting people from all these places, and I'm like, well, I don't believe in the broad brush or separating families or there's people that have been here for decades that have contributed, that are trying to do things the right way. You don't treat that person like a criminal, and we have the means to identify them.
Look, I did not mean to go to.
Oh no, I love this. I love this.
So funny because I never.
Because I'm like, let's go.
I think about it all the time, but I always go a little bit too deep with it, and I realize, this is just. I understand what's happening. This is not politics. This is a society that's coming to an end. That's what I recognize, and this is where people get very tribal and. Is I
agree with you. I agree with you there.
I realize, this craziness that I'm seeing around me, I understand is a natural process to where something catastrophic is going to happen, and then we come back together. Unfortunately,
it takes these giant dramatic events to bring us together.
Yeah.
Like 9/11, and the entire country had American flags and was patriotic, and it was one nation under God, and God bless America, and support our troops. And then it withered away, and then we went back to it. And it's cyclical. Yeah. But I don't think it's just a matter of my team versus your team either, because both sides go to ridiculous extremes.
Can I explain it?
Well, can I finish this one thing? Because I'm going to lose it. I've got mad cow. And I lost it. Go for it. I completely lost it.
Well, so I look at it like this. I imagine an airplane. You think of a bird, you think of an airplane. You got to have a left wing and a right wing for it to fly. They're both critically important. But let's say some lunatic climbs out on the wing of an airplane. Well, now the plane's going to drift. Oh, we got to get one out here. And as people start going to the extremes, they have to balance one another to keep order. That's what balance is. That's what this whole thing is. You have to have equal and opposing forces. Otherwise, it will collapse. But I always see it come back. We should be in the middle of the plane saying, hey, sorry, I'll cut that out.
Yeah, like
Barbara.
Get inside.
Yeah, come back. So neutral party. Yeah. Like I have opinions based on morals, based on values,
Absolutely.
Based on principles.
But you don't see too many people on the right protesting by screaming just
now
out of like they like that's their protest. I'm just going to scream into a camera, or I'm going to do there's ridiculousness where it's like, well, why don't you like make an argument and have an intelligent conversation? And there's so many people that can't. And that's where you get this complete nonsense where I'm just going to throw paint on a classical painting in a museum because that's going to fix everything. Or, you know what? There's too much crime in this city and the poor people aren't getting the help that they need. So let's start looting and let's start burning some buildings down because that'll do it. You know, like where's the logic behind that? What are you getting out of that? How is that statement helping anyone in that situation?
I look at root cause. I'm a first principles thinker, and I see everything that's going on. Those are all symptoms, and we're arguing over symptoms. It's like going to the doctor and him prescribing you medication because you have a sniffle, right? Or, you know, we're not treating root causes. We're not talking about root cause, and we can't. There's literally no one's going to listen. Everyone is suffering from something called cognitive dissonance, which is a form of denial to an extreme level. And you're so ingrained and so rooted, you've allowed your mind to be compromised by an ideal, okay? And you have the potential. You literally will believe in you'll believe in a paradox. You'll believe in this thing and this thing that are. It makes no sense. It's fascinating what people, and here's the problem. This is what I studied. The more you try to use logic on either side, doesn't matter if you're right or left, if someone has their mind made up, if you use logic, proof, facts, you actually force them to believe in their thing even more. So what you have to do is you have to be calmer, stay inside the plane. Don't run out on the plane wing and try to convince them. You try to find out so instead of trying to prove them wrong, you try to prove them right. Find something that you can agree on. Right? And then once you begin to agree, then you find more things you agree, and more things. And it's funny because people that online would hate each other, but if you get them together, we have so much in common. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, but nobody's looking for common ground. But that is one of the biggest problems. Seated. You have to stay centered in that.
I'm watching everyone out on the wings arguing. You know what I mean? Hating each other, and it's so silly. To me, I'm sitting here watching like, okay, well, there's nothing we can do. I just got to stay centered. And anytime I see someone on the left, we have conversations trying to get them back in their seat. Let's keep the plane going, and then you get back in here. But I understand why people go out, because it's balance. It's a natural thing. It's nature. It's truly biological. It's nature. If someone goes too far left, someone has to go too far right. Otherwise, the thing collapses. Otherwise, we all die. You have to have a left and you have to have a right for this thing to keep going. It's beautiful, actually. It's really beautiful, the feminine and the masculine. I've narrowed everything down to that. It's chaos and order. It's really amazing. You need chaos and you also need order. And those things that's what you're seeing on right and left. It's pretty unbelievable. I'm fascinated by it. I'm terrified too because I don't know how far these people are going to go.
But it's crazy, the things that happen. And when you can't have a discussion with someone or you prove them wrong and they've got no out, things like Charlie Kirk happen.
Think about a marriage.
Where they're going to extremes. Oh, I can't win this argument, so I'm just going to take you off the board.
Think about couples. What you're seeing globally is nothing more. It's no different than a rival basketball team, football team, right? The way they hate each other, or a man and a woman in a marriage. It's two people that fell in love, truly thought they were going to spend the rest of their life together. If they don't figure out how to communicate, Jordan Peterson said it best. This is what happens. He said a healthy relationship is 4,000 little fights. But we don't have those little fights. We don't have those conversations. We just get silent and we get our feelings hurt and we kind of give up. You know, we don't debate it out until it gets too bad. And so you see couples end up murdering one another, you know? Yeah. And it's so crazy to me, like they turn to cheating. And you will convince yourself that it's the right thing. This is what I'm talking about. It's the same mindset.
Justify. Yeah,
it's the same mindset. Someone you truly cared about one time, someone you had children with, you despise. I mean, people will go to extreme lengths to destroy the person that they wanted to share a life with. What you see inside the marriage is the exact same thing you're seeing in left and right wing. And it's a mindset. It's a toxic mindset that humans have. I don't know why we're this way. Monkeys do it. Literally, it's pretty crazy, man.
But
it's human nature.
It's also a lot easier to point the finger than fix your own problem.
Well, that's you
many,
just nailed it right there.
Many people will.
Personal growth is hard, and I see why people avoid it.
And it's much.
But it's the greatest thing you can do for the planet.
Absolutely, because so much of these issues come from people that are just in self-loathing. Like I can think right off the top of my head, man, people that I know that are just genuinely unhappy with themselves, and that comes out in, I hate everything about every day of my life. Mm-hmm. I'm inconvenienced by this, so I hate it. I'm offended by this. And if you narrow it down, they're not really offended by it, or they could get past some of these things. Work isn't quite as bad as you'd think. They're just stuck in this, I'm so unhappy with myself that I've got to make everything else bad. Or that person that's like, well, you know what? It's not working out with my wife. So like you said, I'm going to look over here, but I'm also going to see what trouble I can stir for other people. Like, fix your own damn problem.
Because they're experiencing a high. It may be that high is anger, right? That victim anger or whatever it is. At least it feels better than loneliness. This is why people go to these things. This is why people get involved in these things, is because any feeling is better than no feeling. Loneliness is probably the worst thing a human being can experience.
Absolutely. Loneliness drives people back to people they have no business being with.
Yeah, so this is
bad relationships, abusive relationships.
I think we just figured it out.
Toxicity.
We've used first principles to some degree to understand why people go so extreme. At the end of the day, if you really just started looking and saying why, you would get to a point that they are trying to avoid being lonely and they want to be a part of something, anything, because we're very tribal. This is what the experiment that I ran on myself. I remember when I was leaving Rebecca, I was like, I may be alone for the rest of my life. This may be a possibility. I thought I may isolate myself so much that I don't really have anything in common with anybody again. To some degree. I'm very social, obviously, but to share a space with somebody, I don't know if I can do it. I am so happy and content that I'm very nervous about the idea of being in another real relationship where it's just this person and myself. It feels like a lot of responsibility because I don't want to go through hurting them and I don't want to be hurt. You know what I mean? Right. So any real commitments I'm struggling with, all the way down to committing to a gym. I'm a little nervous about that. 21 days, that's a long time. I sent this girl these 6 weeks of salsa, and I literally said, 6 weeks is a lot to commit to. I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I've gone crazy with this. I've gone too far with it. But I was going to say that. Why was I saying that? I was saying.
But I think like you. That's so funny to me because you're looking at this long-term goal, which is we were talking about long-term and short-term goals, right?
Well, I like to build things.
Right.
I love
but
the
a
chaos.
Long-term goal is a huge commitment. And
by the way, I don't have long-term goals. Now that I really think about it, I have long-term visions.
You paradox.
And then, I know it. Well, I think I misspoke.
I want to throw my shoe.
Yeah, maybe it is a goal. I guess it's just semantics. I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm going to say semantics, and I thank you for saying that. Let's agree on it being semantics. Yeah. But like 21 days in a gym, man, you're paying 21 days for $21.
But here's the difference.
Like, you're not committed because you don't have to get up and go.
Here's the difference. I know what that's going to look like for 21 days. The things that I get addicted to is truly, what I say, the feminine, the chaos.
Uh-huh.
I love the idea of building towards something that I don't know what it wants to be. I'm not trying to turn it into something. Well, let's say it's an AI business. Let's say it's a media business. I don't know what it can be, right? It's the magic's in the mystery. That's why I travel the way I travel. In chaos. I have no idea what I'm going to do from one town to the next. Puerto Rico, I want to see it in the most chaotic way possible because I live in order. Right. I want to explore in chaos. I want to go to the cities. I want to experience that stuff. So if there's any order to what I'm doing, I'm unhappy. That's why I'm not a manager. I avoid the mundane. I can't do it.
But perfection, well, no such thing, but you know what I mean? The pursuit of perfection.
There is a such thing.
But not Jesus, for us. That's about it. But the pursuit of perfection is almost always found in the mundane. It's I'm going to eat this meal this way. I'm going to eat these calories. I'm going to train X amount. I'm going to do this repetitive thing over and over and over and over again so that I can get to this level or this physique or that. And so it's there.
We're different though.
You know?
So this is why it's so good. because what give my abilities to create on the spot. I didn't know I had a creative mind, but it's in the chaos that the creation happens. Like all the greatest songs happened through pure accidents, all the greatest inventions, And so I capitalized on my chaos. I've made a living out of it. I've helped a lot of people from it. And I accept the fact that I am always going to lack the type of discipline that you have. I just don't have it. I am disciplined, like to get this room. Do you know how many hours? Like the obsession, right? Because I had something I was working towards.
Right.
That couch has
been
moved.
And you got into the minute
that
details.
That couch has been moved 47 times. Inches. Look through the camera, inches. And it's still not right. Those panels have been screwed up and taken down multiple times. The obsession with the lines, the measurements, like I'm crazy in that way. But if you told me, Nathan, I love the studio, I want you to go set up 5 more, I'm out. I want to go do something totally different because I'm learning. I want to learn. I'm obsessed with the chaos.
I think we're talking about the same thing. We just, as different people, see it completely differently.
Well, we're built differently.
You see chaos in how you do that, and I see the order it took for you to get it to where it's at, and for us to fit right, and for me to be in frame, and for you to be in this, and all the intricacies that happen, like all the little accoutrements. But
here's the funny thing. I don't even know if I like it because I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it looks like as a final product. I don't know what this room wants to be.
And we've already talked about options. So we are on different roads to one destination.
Well, it takes both of us. We need people like you that live a more disciplined life. The structure that you thrive in, we need that to keep the country going around, keep the world working, right? We need order. You also need people like me that want to break every system and rebuild it and modify it to improve. So this is why it's so important that we need to be more accepting of one another, because this is why I don't really identify with right and left, right? There's elements to both. I totally get it. I believe the left is right. That's kind of funny when I said that. And I believe the right is right. I just don't believe that you should make decisions based on how you feel. This is why you always hear me coming back to it. We get a sense of direction. That's important. I just need to be cautious with the decisions I make, because the decisions I make affect other people. And I need to be very, very careful when it comes to relationships, friendships. Like I'm very cautious when I include people into my plans because I have an effect. For instance, I wanted to go to La Pala. I had to go by myself because I was uncertain of the conditions. I didn't know what I was getting into. And I knew it was more dangerous if I took someone with me. If something would have happened to someone, like I just couldn't have forgave myself because I was being careless.
Right.
My kids are raised. I'm allowed to be careless and ride
wheelies. You can be careless with yourself and not feel responsibility that you would if somebody got hurt.
Yeah.
I get that.
So I'm the same way with I weigh every word I say. So before it's come out of my mouth, I've weighed it. I've considered it. I already...
Always?
Sometimes you'll see me cautious. Like, can I really say this? Can I really say this? But could it be funny? If I say something serious, I try to make it funny to get it to flow by. That's why I like self-deprecation. I like to say things that are just ridiculous.
I think this is why we have a good balance, because we're always like...
we're very much different in that way. Like you're very much more order. I'm way more chaotic. So in a sense, when it comes to like the way I live my life, you could think of it as more feminine in a way. I'm not a feminine man, but I think of chaos as a feminine mindset, the unknown. Because women, the second they understand their man, they're bored. It's just reality. And so I have a feminine quality when it comes to my ideas and the things that I do for a living. I want to feel something, right? And you feel comfortable with structure and order, and that really gets you. That really gets you going.
But it's funny because I also want to learn and do new things, and
I want to be more like you.
But I want to do it in a different way. You know what I mean? Where like I appreciate spontaneity. I love that kind of thing. To a certain extent. Mm-hmm. Because then then in my brain, I'm like, well, I got to plan the logistics of this, and I got to, you know what I mean?
I love the idea of order to a certain extent. This is why this can work. This is why our chemistry is good, because we balance one another. And there's some areas I'm way more strict and disciplined in order, and you're probably a little more carefree. And
I'm more chaotic in certain areas.
And I think that's why I've always taken the mindset of feminine versus masculine. It's not man woman. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just the quality that we have. And I have some feminine qualities, and women have some masculine qualities. You know, I've noticed in relationship, if a man doesn't have that masculine discipline, the woman will take that role. It'll balance itself out. It's not always a good thing, you know. But yeah, what we're seeing is a human. What you're seeing is humanity. You know what I mean? It's not just one-on-one or cities versus cities or countries versus countries. It's a pretty fascinating thing, humans. It's sad what we're capable of and what we're capable of justifying. Yeah. You know, what is the saying? The means cannot justify the ends. We're really good at doing that, you know?
Oh, God, yeah. We're capable of extreme beauty and extreme violence.
Yeah. Yeah, I really wished, you know, when it comes to these, when I see the Tim Tebow thing, so, you know, your algorithms know you. It knows what I'm interested in. Tim Tebow is really heavy into this. I think my purpose, I'm a little worried about it, though. I want to get more involved in exposing, with my ability with AI and my ability with storytelling, with media, and the way I've brought those two things together, I've created something. And I know how to leverage it to solve very complicated issues, especially social issues. And the people that have the problem also have the solution. They just don't realize it.
Right.
And that's what I'm really good at, is extracting and identifying the nuances and putting patterns together to develop a strategy and a sense of direction. I'm really good at creating a sense of direction for people, organizations. That's what Joy and I do best. Like, we're pretty massive. She's total chaos, and I'm total order. Isn't that fascinating? I am the guy that's building and managing the systems. She's the one extracting the data. Isn't that wild? Because I take that role.
In that dynamic, you're me.
Yes.
And which is wild. Which is
all
wild.
my data is structured in ways that I can find it just like that. Joy texts me. She has a doctorate. She's the most organized human being I've ever met. But when it comes to information, Nathan, can you send me this? Nathan, she's always like, yep, here it goes. And I built it into an AI, so she just talks to it on her phone, and then it takes it from her phone to her computer. Yeah, so that's why we can solve problems at the speed of thought, because we have our qualities really complement one
another.
Now, the
beautiful thing I love there is that what you mentioned is the people with the problem have the solution.
Yes, that's what I've learned. I've identified that.
You are the type of person that looks for the solution.
That's my life.
What I wish I could give to some people, but I guess the person has to want it.
Oh, yeah.
I know so many people that have the problem but love sitting in the problem, and their identity is the problem. If they were to put a fraction of their energy into a solution, their life would be exponentially better. And I have a hard time understanding how someone can consciously sit in misery.
Think about this. And you may not even know the answer, but if you think about the percentage of music that is truly built on depression, could you give an estimate of how many songs are actually sad?
Oh, heartbreak songs and death songs, and losing this or someone.
I would say it's in the 90% range. 90% the songs are overwhelmingly depressing. It may be covered up with the bop,
with a beat or whatever,
but they were all written from heartbreak.
I don't know. I don't know that it's that high, but yes, there's a lot. There's a lot.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But here's the fascinating thing.
That'd be a good one to ask Lucy.
I could ask Lucy. Once we're hurting, we can self-loathe. We're really good at feeling good and self-loathing. Is that a good way to describe it?
Yeah, because
I feel depressed.
I'm exposed to these people daily. So for me, it's very, very personal.
Yeah, and they don't get out of it.
How do you snap? But not so much... Because I believe there's a certain amount of people where, depression is very real. I've had it. I've been there. I'm fortunate.
It's self-inflicted.
That it is. A lot of the times, there's external circumstances, but yes, it's self-inflicted.
But that's inevitable.
Ultimately.
For the rest of your life, you're going to
And I'm super grateful for, the therapy I've gone through and been given the tools to work with where I will allow myself to feel it.
Yeah. Don't suppress it.
But I will not, yes, because suppressing it was bottling it up, and I became self-destructive.
Yes.
Even at times unknowingly so. But the fact that now, and I will always be a work in progress, but now I will allow myself to sit in it, to feel it,
process
for a time.
Yep.
And then I'm like, hey, you felt it, you dealt with it. Now, how are you going to get out of it? And let's get out of it.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but something's happening. with our culture, like the thing it rewards, which is very shallow.
Yeah.
It rewards the shallow things. Our culture rewards. Look at our Instagram stuff. It's rewarding those impulses.
Absolutely.
To distract you. What are being distracted by? I'm not sure. That's why the CIA has always had someone in media. It's distracting. So something's happening in the world. Yeah. Maybe this alien ship is coming and they just need to keep us away. I don't know. I do not know. But I was saying, Joe Rogan was talking about, I hate to keep bringing up Rogan, but these sex dolls are coming. The AIs are so good now. You can have conversations, and so the sex dolls, they're literally bringing to life. And Joe was showing them with Bradley Cooper, and they were talking about how awful it was. And I thought, yeah, it's awful that's what we've come to. But people that do horrific things in this world do it because they have so much animosity and hate because of all this loneliness. And I thought, you know what? The reality is if you really left it up to, what would you call it? It's called natural selection.
Yeah.
So the problem is that natural selection used to work great because you lived in a small town or community and you were isolated with what you had. You had to do better or you got left out and you didn't get to reproduce. Right? And so your bad habits did not get passed on to multiple generations. But now with a profile, you can, with the right profile, a couple smooth words, you can get laid, have kids, manipulate someone into a relationship and fake it just long enough. Why is relationships collapsing? Because it's all built on a facade. It's all fake. Yeah. You don't have to even rely on your reputation anymore because you don't know what's real anymore. The world's so chaotic. So I was thinking, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's okay. Give them a companion, right? At least they're not going to affect the reproductive pool, right? Reproductive pool is so contaminated right now. I think let Mother Nature do its thing.
Agreed, but there's
clean it
also
up a little bit.
less and less people are having children, less and less people are getting married. That's facts. But we already have a problem with these incels, and now.
But give them something to do.
But what happens when they go outside, when they go to the grocery store, when they go to this? But you need to care because that's when they're around other people that they affect.
Yeah, but now you can just order your food
listen, pal, if you want to stay at home and spend, like OnlyFans, I think there's AI OnlyFans girls that are making millions and millions of dollars because now they're like, cater it to you, blah, 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 blah. And okay, fine. So that satisfies certain urges for these incels that can't talk to a real girl or won't talk to a real girl
here.
Or hate them. They're here.
Part of our population.
It's happening.
So give them something to do so they're not out here bombing schools.
But it's still going to affect they're going to come outside at some point, man.
In a way, you're giving something to sterilize them. Right, so they're not reproducing.
I get your point, and to a certain degree, I'm like, good, occupy them a little bit. Maybe it'll take them that much longer.
Yeah.
But they're still, man, that type of isolation, even though they're getting their kicks or their rocks off in a certain way,
give them an
when
AI
they
girlfriend.
go out into the real world and they face that reality, they're that much more angry.
I don't think they even have to participate anymore in the world. I think it's literally, we are truly turning into, what is that movie that was the joke? Where it's funny, the shoes were so bad, they were Crocs. And they're like, one of the producers are like, okay, this is a shoe that the future will never see. So we'll pretend like this is a shoe from the future. It was called Crocs. What was that movie?
I don't know. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Do. It's called Oh Please God Help Me. They get put in a time capsule. Something happens to the world. They wake up like 100 years later or 40 years later, and like the whole world is insane. It's called
Was this with Brendan Fraser?
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy.
There was a movie called Idiocracy. You've never seen it? It's truly
that's not
a prediction of what we're moving into. We're already
is
almost
that the
there.
build? That's not. No, that was Religiosity or something like that.
Idiocracy. Who made it? It was kind of a failure at the box office, but now it's
then becomes a cult classic. Yeah.
And but basically, if you've never seen it, you got to watch it. So they're essentially, to give a little bit of away, like they've gotten so dumb.
Okay.
And that they're watering their plants, the fields, with like Jolt Cola, like this energy drink.
Yeah.
And so the dumbest person in the military Like, this guy was stupid. Like, he had an IQ of like 55 or 60, and he couldn't do even clerical things. So they put him in a time capsule, and he's part of an experiment. And then he wakes up, right? In modern times, he's the dumbest human being on the planet. But he wakes up 100 years later, and now he's a genius with the lowest IQ you could imagine, because people have just devolved so much that it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
What year would you say this came out? Like, how long ago?
In the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s.
All right, I'm going to look it up.
Everybody's screaming,
Just
it's a great movie. You got to watch it because it's where we're going. It was a joke, but you're going to see so much. And people are sitting around. I forget the guy's name. He married that really pretty blonde girl, Dax Shepard. So it was one of Dax Shepard's
with
first
Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
So he's an attorney in this movie. He's an attorney. And he's watching TV, and it's like 300 ads in TVs. Like, everybody's wealthy, they're living in the future. Not wealthy. It's a dystopian future. Right. And there's like 700 ads going off, and I think people are tattooing ads to them. And he's retarded. Literally everybody's retarded at this point. And it's hilarious because I see this is where we're going. You know, without a natural disaster, a really bad natural disaster, we're definitely on our way to that. So a good volcano right now, you know, a good tidal wave, something.
Or an alien invasion to bring us all
this
together.
This alien ship, the one, I can't think of
3i Atlas.
3i Atlas. It's slowing down and speeding up.
And it's funny because everybody suddenly forgot about the Dark Knight satellite and all this other stuff we've had. This isn't our first rodeo, man. We've had stuff like this happen. And I hate to, like, I'm so tinfoil hat happy, even though, like, I have my regular beliefs, but, like, you know, I like aliens, I like Bigfoot. I believe, like, I want to believe. But we need, like, a true world's problem to bring us together and knock all this nonsense off. Yeah, I almost wish they were coming.
Well, until next time, so long, friends.